be performing shortly. First, though, fasten your seatbelts and prepare for takeoff. He's the star of Come Fly With Me. It's Matt Lucas!
Hello there. Hello
They're
there.
lovely! Don't milk it. Would you like a drink?
Well, what have you got open? Don't open anything for me.
No,
Are you one of those? So don't open anything for me.
Yeah, then
don't
complain.
open.
Then complain when you go out the door.
Yeah,
Didn't even open that for me.
No, what have you got open?
Bucks Fizz.
Yes, very good.
And Dubonnet.
Oh, I'll go for the Bucks Fizz, actually.
Bucks Fizz, yeah. Oh, that's a good choice,
Yeah.
darling. So David Walliams has been on this show 3 times and you haven't been on at all.
No.
Why? Is it something personal? Don't you like me?
I don't think I've been asked, have I?
Oh, you have.
Have I?
Anyway, let's go.
These are nice.
Yeah,
These are nice.
there's a toffee penny
Yeah,
there
I
and
can't
like
have
a finger and...
Do you know what, right? I'm not joking, but I brought 2 guests along and one of them is my personal trainer, so I can't have these, unfortunately, because she's sat in the audience.
No.
So if I have one, she'll know that I've had it. Usually I lie, but...
Oh, it's a she, it's a she.
It's a she, yeah.
Have you deliberately chosen a she instead of a he?
It's very hard to say, but actually my doctor said to me, he said you can either have the gastric band or this particular person. And the thing is, I lost loads of weight and then I've put a little bit back on. That's my fault, because I've eaten most of Britain in the last year. But I need to lose more weight, and now you've put these in front of me. You're trying to fatten me up, aren't you?
No, I've put on weight. I mean, people love you, don't you, when you're fat and you've got a bubbly personality.
Well, you're not a threat. You're not a threat.
No, that's right, though.
So they love it, yeah. They love it. People try and fatten you up. They come around with chocolates, I bet.
Oh, yeah. They like it when you're funny and fat.
Yeah. Yeah, roly-poly funny man.
Yeah,
they love that.
Yeah. Moo, here he is. It's when they play the tuba behind you and you're walking.
How are you anyway? You're all right?
I am fine. I'm good.
You don't wear a tie? You're not fussed? You're on the telly? People will be watching. My mum will be watching this and you're not wearing a tie.
Really? Does she like people to wear a tie?
Well, I think you should, if you know my mum's watching, you should make a bit of an effort, shouldn't you? Are your family watching?
My family are watching, yeah.
Wouldn't they want you to wear a tie?
Well, no, because now we're going back on my weight again, but I actually can't. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
I'm like Janet Jackson. I have a wardrobe malfunction, but with a turkey neck.
Right, OK.
It's hard, honestly, it's hard to keep it in. Look. You see, look, it just doesn't look good.
Can I...
Hi, welcome to Chatty, man. It's not good, is it?
Can I give you a bit of advice? Whatever you do, don't wear a tie.
Now, the first episode of your new show, Come Fly With Me, was on Christmas Day.
Yes.
For anyone who passed out on the sofa, let us know what Come Fly With Me...
It was the show that you slept and farted to.
Yes.
It was on at 10 o'clock. Come Fly With Me is the new show from me and David. You know, the ones we've done Little Britain, now we're doing Come Fly With Me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so it's us. It's a new show, but it's us doing lots of different characters and being women and gays again.
Yeah. I've got a picture of all those characters.
There we go.
Now, it's based on Airport, isn't it?
Yeah, it's inspired by Airport
One of
and
my
Airline
favourite
and
shows ever.
those. I love it. I love those shows. I like the fact that nothing really happens in them. Like, you know, so it's sort of like Ivan found his plaster. That's what happens at the end. Like nothing of any great note happens. The plane left on time. I think because we thought, you know, everybody flies at some point, so there's a kind of collective anxiety that everyone has about flying. And also, all the sort of security rules now. You never quite know. They go, oh, you didn't fill in the form. Well, I didn't know about the... It sort of changes every time you travel.
But you know what also you highlighted as well, which I was thinking about? Priority boarding.
Yeah.
What a bloody con.
Yeah.
You can get on the plane first. We don't leave any quicker, do you?
No. Well, if you sit at the front, you technically arrive slightly early.
Yeah, but only if you're a bit mental.
Yes.
And also, I was on a flight. I don't know if you heard this, but those air stewardesses, they think that curtain is actually made of solid material. They're talking behind it like, well, I told him if he's going to put that in my mouth, I'll bite it off. And then they call the curtain fish, chicken, innit? They're stupid. How did you pick the characters? Did you whittle them down? Because there's 50 different characters.
Yeah, we play about 25 each, but some are kind of characters that you see a lot of in the series.
Yeah.
Some are just like bloke, man 2,
Yeah.
girl 4. No, when we're writing, we never know who's going to play which one. Occasionally, one of us has a voice. Like, there's a character called Taj that I play, and I was just doing the voice. And similarly, David with Omar, who's the owner of the low-cost airline Flylow.
Yeah. Let's take a look at a clip of you as Taj.
OK.
See, what happened was they were just getting the plane out of the hangar and the wing fell off. So what they got to do is they got to stick the wing back on the plane, but they got to get themselves some special aeroplane glue, isn't it? So it's going to be a little bit of a delay. But thing is, I don't want to tell passengers this because it might make them a tiny bit nervous. So I've just been thinking of other things I can tell them instead.
Excuse me?
Yes, boss?
What's the delay?
A volcano has erupted in Bradford and is spewing out all ash and that. We've had a phone call from a woman who lives near the airport and she's having a barbecue today. And she says, please, can we have no planes flying overhead because it's a bit noisy?
Looking at the series, you're a real chameleon in it. And, like, with David, you can see it's him, you know, but with you, it's like a master of disguise.
I know, no one looks more like a man than David Walliams in a dress, somehow.
Yeah.
But you always look like a sort of a frumpy woman. You look like a great woman,
Yes.
but, like, you never look like... No one watches it and goes, whoa, but...
They do.
How
How dare you? I've turned men. I have. Gay men, I've turned them straight, is what I mean.
Now, the BBC's become a lot more sensitive after Saxgate. How have you got away with, like, playing black women, Muslim men and Japanese schoolgirls?
Well, it's an interesting question, because we do get asked that, but I do think... Say we were doing a show where... and David and I played one character each. I think it would be a bit weird if we just played ethnic characters.
Yeah.
But because the conceit of the show is me and David playing everyone, we have to play everyone. And also, Britain is multicultural, and so I don't think you'd be really reflecting the country as you see it if you didn't do that. And I think we don't try and have ever a joke at the expense of someone's ethnicity. We just have sort of characters, really.
Yeah.
But it's a funny thing because sometimes people, you know, in the newspapers might write that it's offensive, but you never meet anyone who isn't trying to stir it up. Who seems to think it's offensive for that reason.
Because you actually filmed it in a genuine airport, didn't you?
We filmed most of the show in a couple of real airports, yeah.
Was there any awkward moments when you were, like, dressed up and then you came across people that you were actually taking the piss out of? You know, you can imagine it, can't you?
Well, there was one weird moment where Paul Whitehouse turned up at the airport. He was just travelling.
Yeah.
And I was going, all right, Paul? All right, Whitehouse? And that mucking about. Oi, Shitehouse! And just being like, because I've met him a few times, so I thought I'll do that. Yeah. Oi, Whitehouse! It's Paul Whitehouse! And he keeps going, all right. But then I forgot I was dressed as a sort of 60-year-old black woman. So I didn't know who I was. I was going, Paul Whitehouse is blanking me. And I actually think that's really rude. But then, of course, he didn't have a clue who I was.
No. What did they make of those Japanese schoolgirls? Because they're funny.
Look at me. Gorgeous.
No, look at
Gorgeous.
That. Wow.
Yeah? Come on. Yeah.
But the thing is, at airports, you're always told to look out for people acting suspiciously. Surely someone must have went, oh, my God, there's 2 Japanese schoolgirls whose faces...
Mad fans of Martin Clunes.
Yeah, standing with a Martin Clunes lunchbox.
Yeah, we like Martin Clunes. We like Martin Clunes. We love Martin Clunes. Yeah. We come from Japan to meet Martin Clunes. Yeah. I can't do the Japanese accent, clearly. But I do love Martin Clunes. That was fun to do. They're only in it once. It's a bit different to Little Britain. There's some characters that are in every week. But we did a lot of one-off characters this time and not nearly so many catchphrases.
No.
And it is a cleaner show. I mean, you talk about Saxgate or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But it is a slightly more family-orientated show. Only slightly, mind.
Yeah.
But it's not quite as rude as Little Britain, no.
Did you and David feel pressure to do, like, something as iconic and as memorable as Little Britain?
You know, you can't put yourself under that pressure. You can only do what we've only ever done, which is just try and do the funniest show possible. And actually, in a way, I didn't think there was pressure because Little Britain became so much bigger than we ever thought it would do that we were just very, very lucky to have a show that was that loved. So I don't imagine we'll ever have a show as big as that again. So in a way, it liberates you from trying to compete with yourself. Because it's just, you can't, you know. It's like if you won the treble one season in football, you can't judge yourself as a failure if you don't win it the next season.
No.
No, I talked about football there and your eyes glazed over.
Have you just been talking?
Yes, sorry.
Sorry, love.
Sorry.
We've got to take a break there, Matt.
It's all right, I'm not fussed.
No. Join us again in a couple of minutes when I'll be chatting some more with Matt and McFly. We'll be performing live. I'll see you in part 4.
Alan Carr.
Oh, thank you.
Alan Carr.
Welcome back to part 4. McFly will be singing soon, but look who's still here. It's Matt Lucas. I've got to ask you, how's David at the moment?
He's all right, yeah. Yeah, he's very well.
Do you see any less of him now he's got a wife?
No, not especially. No. I saw him last week, in fact.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You know, at the wedding, when you did your speech...
Yeah. I said, people always ask me if David Walliams is gay.
Yeah, yeah.
If he is, he's going the long way round.
I mean, if he was gay, would you fancy him?
Would it... No.
No.
David?
Yeah.
No. God, no. Would you?
I think he's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever had a glass of wine and ended up kissing?
We've kissed millions of times on stage. And I always get a rash, because he's like...
Oh,
he hasn't
I always
shaved.
get aroused.
No. Well, the weird thing is, no, I could never see him in that... It's like your brother, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. And also, if you're writing as well, you don't want, like, lust to get in between you for 8 hours. Can you imagine, like... You know, and...
I could say, well, you know, can you imagine if you just fancied each other and all the time, but you were writing? You go, well, I would write a joke, but you have to excuse me, I've got a terrible erection right now. And I'm not sure whether to write some more jokes or go and do something about this immense erection.
Yeah.
It would really get in the way.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have a funny show.
No, then you'd be ripping off each other's prosthetics.
Yeah.
And gaffer taping
I
the
say,
penis.
yes.
False boobs.
Yeah. You've got to be dressed as Emily Howard and off we go. Yeah. No, it doesn't really... It's not for me, that. I'll be honest with you.
Now, before the break, we were talking about your new show, Come
Yeah.
Fly With Me. But that isn't the only thing you've been up to this Christmas, is it?
No. Go on. Well, what have I done?
Well, don't make me feel like a stalker. You took the bins out on Tuesday.
I did.
You also made a programme about your appearance on Les Mis.
Yes, I did, yeah. It's been one of my childhood ambitions to be in Les Miserables, and it's 25 years old now. So there was a big concert at the O2. In fact, we did 2 concerts at the O2.
Yeah.
And I was in it, yeah.
I know.
That
When you
peculiar.
terrified... Oh, no, you must have done the O2 before.
No, yeah, but not not singing.
Yeah.
And not singing with proper people. Now, see that gentleman there on the left? That's
Yeah.
Alfie Boe, who's kind of the
Oh,
greatest British opera
Yes,
singer
yeah.
you can find. And so he's the #1 British opera singer, so it was lovely to work with him, yeah.
Do you know what? Everyone raves about this Les Mis, but I've never seen it. And
No?
I don't think I fancy it.
Not for you.
It's about revolution, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's all singings.
Singing.
And, well, what do you prefer?
Legally Blonde,
Legally
that
Blonde.
kind of thing.
Glee, Wicked.
Glee, yeah, that kind of
Yeah,
thing, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, with cats, you sort of know what to expect.
Yeah. You go to the doctor and he might diagnose you as homosexual. Because they're very kind of camp, puffy musicals, whereas Les Mis believes it to be very sort of serious and sort of majestic and important.
Yeah.
But I'm in it now, so it's a bit puffy.
Yeah.
Good
So
fun.
what songs are from Les Mis?
Well, I Dreamed a Dream, of course. Susan Boyle's song.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by. I could have done it.
You could have done it.
I hear you're looking for a place in LA. You're house hunting. Is that right?
Well, I love Britain, and I'm not leaving Britain, but I just thought it would be nice to... Can I be honest with you? Because it would be nice to go there for the winter. because it's really cold here.
Yeah.
And I've got no hair, and I get really
Oh,
cold.
you haven't?
No.
I didn't spot that.
No. It's a funny thing, that, isn't it? People don't... It's something people don't notice about me until they've spent quite a few hours in my company.
Yeah, yeah.
And I get cold. I get chilly.
Well, it's a long way to go. Why don't you just buy a hat?
No, I hadn't thought of that. That's a good idea.
Well, good luck with Comply With Me.
Thank
as
you
if
very
you're going to
much.
need it.
Thank you.
Matt, Lucas, everyone. That's it for tonight's show.